वृंदावन धाम की जय, नंदीमापुर धाम की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितान्तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत राधा शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So the second verse of Sri Sikshastakam, this is as it is cited in Chaitanya Charitamrita Leela, 20th chapter and 16th verse. नाम नामकारी बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पितं नियमितः स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन्ममापि दुर्दैवं विदृशम् इहा जनिनानुरागः। Translation. My Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, in your holy name there is all good fortune for the living entity, and therefore you have many names, such as Krishna and Govinda, by which you expand yourself. You have invested all your potencies in those names, and there are no hard and fast rules for remembering them. My dear Lord, although you bestow such mercy upon the fallen conditioned souls by liberally teaching your holy names, I am so unfortunate that I commit offenses while chanting the holy name, and therefore I do not achieve attachment for the chanting. This is just a beginner, a faith developing person in the holy name. But because of so much of impact of the Kali Yuga, especially, he is perplexed. First of all, about the necessity to chant. And second thing, if he chants, he can't control his mind, so distractions in chanting. Plus the timings and so many factors that interfere in the practice of chanting is all due to the disqualification of the age of Kali. If the same person would be in Dwapara Yuga, he would be devoted with profuse, sacrifices in terms of, his possessions in the service of the Lord. Vapare Paricharyayam. Then the holy name was available. So, Yajnadan, Tapa, Kriya, three things were purifying. But in Kali Yuga, this Yajnadan, Tapa, Kriya is not there. And we have been given direct holy name. So naturally, our faults in attachment to the material world will be pretty strong. And even though holy name is available, that is the greatest mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But yet we have no attraction to the holy name. That is due to the effect of Kali. So we have to struggle hard against Kali's influence. Right? But at the same time, when we do not have anuraga, means attachment, the subsequent attachment, that is for all the time that we have to cultivate the anuraga. Raga means attachment, but anuraga means repeatedly. We have to strive so we can remain fixed. If you do not do a continuous process, and if you break by whatever the reason, sickness or your apathy, what will happen? You will have hard time to restart. You will have hard time to restart. It means the process needs to be continuous. We need extra help. Alone we cannot do. So congregational chanting is required, and association of the congregation is required. And those who are practicing, we need the most association of them. So again, we have to struggle. It's not that easily available. Mataji said she is coming from 30 miles every day, not every day, but at least some days. But all these factors come as a hindrance. You follow? So in Kali Yuga, Durdevam Vidrasham Nihad Janinanu Raga, Anuraga. It's difficult. Attachment to the holy name is difficult. We have to strive again. Oh, because I have promised, let me try, but it is hard. The more we are into the ignorance of the entanglements that we create, because we were also dragged into the same desires before, but somehow struggle against the difficulties will prove a point. Don't give up. Even though we fall, we can rise up again. So in this way, we need to have constant struggle, but we never give up as I'm done and then try to take another process. That will be an offense. I'm talking Vasant Jagirdar, in New York, Poughkeepsie. He was in IBM, and he was one of the first who said, as a life member, they said, Prabhupada, can we also get initiated? And why not? Prabhupada said, why not? So he and his wife, Sulochana, both got initiated. They were Gujaratis, of course. Gujaratis will come first. Right. But after taking initiation and to maintain the vows, he struggled. All right. And he saw this 16 syllable Mahamantra is taking too much time. You know? So he changed to chant Om Namo Vedavayasa. At least it will take half try. You know? Rasan Jagera. Unknowingly commit offense as an initiated devotee. He didn't understand. He was verbatim teaching Bhagavad Gita every Sunday. And sometimes we used to go travel all the way from New York to Poughkeepsie, you know, where IBM headquarters were there at the time. You know, we didn't like this. We stopped going. And then we heard he passed away. He passed away. So again we went. And I have to do the ceremony, you know, because Brahmin, they pushed me. That was the second experience in New York. I have to do the final ceremony for sending him off Agnida. They didn't have children. But you can see the apathy, and he has a fertile brain and he misused it. He didn't follow the order of Srila Prabhupada.
He was teaching to also to do a...
Bhagavad Gita?
No, but he was telling everybody to chant Om.
No.
Oh, okay. He was just changed. I see.
So, that's about it. I don't know Sulochana even. We tried to contact her a few times, but she's also off the track. So many were given opportunity, but the mood and mission and the meaning of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, as we have been given, Namanamakari Bahudan Vija Sarva Shaktis. My dear Lord, you have invested all your potencies in your holy name. And there are no hard and fast rules. But why do you have to change the holy name? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya was the mantra given to Prahlad as well as Dhruv Maharaj. That was in Satya Yoga. This is Kali Yoga. Right? Lazy bums. They think they have lazy intelligence. Lazy intelligence is good. Prabhupada said, he describes somewhere, you know.
Lazy intelligence.
Yeah.
Not good.
How many? 3 types of intelligence. Ordinary intelligence, lazy intelligence, as well as active intelligence.
Lazy intelligence.
Active intelligence will drag you off track, you know. But lazy intelligence means you accept, you don't have to use your intelligence. Your spiritual master has given you the meaning. So in this way, we have so many, every time it comes.
Yeah.
Nagalia.
I didn't bring my phone, okay, but Isham can call you. You have the number, right?
You didn't give me Ishan's number.
Huh?
You didn't give me Ishan's number.
Can
But
you
it's
look?
still after 9 o'clock, so we still have plenty of time.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. He won't be come out till.
Yeah, but then we'll have to look into it. But anyway, so, my dear Lord, you have invested all your potencies and there are no hard and fast rules for chanting these names, yet it is my misfortune that I have no attraction for that. You know, you admit you are a good person, you admit that you have no attraction, but that doesn't solve your problem. Huh? If you have to admit, yes, this is the way, but that is misfortune. You have to struggle. You have been given fortune, you have to go and grab it. And if you say, oh, I'm so lazy, I don't like to go right now, can I do later? No. So, even though Lord Krishna has so much benevolence to bestow his mercy, yet we have no inclination to chant Hare Krishna. Var and var, every time we say, chant, 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 and you say, cant, cant, cant. That is not good. That is not good. So, the holy name is the cure for material misery. Faced with an awesomely chaotic future, where peace lies beyond his reach, the spirit soul strives for peace while trying not to allow lusty desires to harass him. He takes up chanting, but unfortunately he is ignorant and unmindful of his eternal relationship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord, and his multiple potencies, multifarious potencies. He is chanting the shadow name or Namabhas, a mere semblance of the pure name. Namabhas chanting helps severe mundane ties, freeing him from the material concept of life. Even Namabhas is capable to liberate you, but you are so unfortunate that you don't care even to utter the holy name. Some people say, oh no, I'm listening. Arre Baba, speak up! Don't be dumb. You have to call out.
Yeah, he complained all the time.
Huh?
He complained all the time. He said, chant Hare Krishna, and everybody's sitting in the chair. Nobody chanting.
Responding.
Nobody responds.
I would say bolo bolo.
He said, bolo, bolo.
I learned that.
Every Sunday he complained. He said, why they are just sitting there? Why can't they sit?
That is the apathy. We laugh at our own misfortune as if we are habituated with it. We have to cry, but we laugh at it. We ignore it. Oh, it is coming, but it will pass. It means knowingly you duck your head in the sand like an ostrich and think the storm will pass over you. Do you think the ostrich is going to be saved in such a storm? The camel also does this. So, vidvaraha ostra karahi samstuti narapashu yat karna patope tho jatu nama gadagraj. Rishabdev is teaching to his 100 sons. People celebrate each other with their peculiarities. The 4 animals have been given. Swa means dog. Vidvara means 2-liter hogs. Ustra means camel. And Khara means ass. Samstuti, they glorify each other of their eating habits. Swa means kutta. Do you know in India, the dogs are always roaming around the kitchen. When Mataji is away, he enters grab something and run away. He engulfs and run away. But then he vomits out and start eating. See, it's a secure place. This is a habit of Vantasi. Second is the hog. You make
Sweet halwa.
very good ghee-loaded halwa, hot halwa, and give it to Surya. He says, no, but give him the fresh stool. Yeah! That is the mentality. Then camel. Camel is thorny bush that cut its own tongue,
Yeah.
but he likes to chew because it tastes so good. Foolish doesn't know he's eating his own blood. And Khara, Mr. S, you know how celebrated. He works so hard, day and night, just for a few morsels of food. Then he wants sense gratification, so he goes around the she-ass and she kicks right on his face. He says, that is enjoyable. So, men like this four animals who are glorifying each other. They live uselessly because on the eardrum, the holy name of Lord Vishnu is not there. They celebrate. They glorify each other. क्या कमाल करती है, तेरा बिजनेस इतना बड़ा है. But that is nothing but ending up eating, sleeping, mating and defending. These are the activities of animal. Okay? The shadow name is called Namapas. So even though within all this jungle of ignorance, if he is trying to determine chant, even though distracted minds, if he chants, the chanting is called a shadow chanting, not pure chanting, because so many hindrances are there. But regardless, the shadow chanting or namabhas is capable to liberate you, but not give you love of God. So pure chanting, you will have to select, you have to become more determined, you will have to experience the bliss and you will have to hanker for it. Right? So now he becomes eligible to render transcendental devotional service to Lord only after liberation. Elevated souls who are liberated and unaffected by Maya's onslaught obtain pure love of Krishna by unblemished chanting. Unblemished. 4 types of anarthas. Hriday Daurvalyam means weakness of the heart. Arjun is chastised. How come this impunity come over you at this time of critical, time of the war is going to begin now. So, weakness of the heart. And Hriday Daurvalyam also indicate attachment to the objects not related to Krishna. Attachment to the objects, they are not related to Krishna. That is also sitting in our heart as anartha. Deceitfulness or fault finding. They cannot chant purely. Those who are engaged with deceitful mind and fault-finding attitude. Chidranvesham. Chidranvesham. Chidra means the hole. Anvesham means searching for only the chidras in others, not in himself. You know, he cannot chant purely. Then enviousness. Enviousness cannot enter into the realms of bhakti. And desire for fame even. So, they sit in the heart from time immemorial. Because our minds are, always engaged in the pampering of the ego, and all these things are satisfying our ego. So naturally, a person who yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajante kalevam tam tam tamaveti kaunte sadatad bhava bhavata. Whatever the desires which are created by him, and they still remain unfulfilled, and they are of this activities that make them attached to carry in the next life. Aparadha, all kinds of offenses. Offenses towards the name. 10 offenses in the holy name that we say during the initiation. Offenses towards the form of the Lord. Offenses towards the form of the Lord means pujaris do offenses. When they are overloaded, they treat or they mistreat the deities. Can you imagine? Offenses towards the devotee.
That does not include in the 10 offenses, Maharaj.
What?
That offenses towards the devotees.
Ah.
The first offense, blaspheme the devotee who had dedicated it.
That is the foremost of the
Correct,
offense.
but again it is common offenses towards the
No, that's all right. This is not, but there are different kinds of offenses.
more than that.
And then that is Vaishnava Aparadha. Blanket Vaishnava Aparadha. Then offenses towards the other living entities. Instead of having Jiva Daya, we do other way around. Asat Krishna is another, the hankering of the, the thirst which has been ever unquenched so far. Oh, I had desired to achieve this much in life, but sorry, I could not. So Asat Krishna means material desires, desire for material objects, desire for heavenly comforts, desire for mystic powers, and desire for liberation also is Asat Krishna. Therefore, devotee want to, cross over liberation, doesn't want to have liberation. They say mukti. Mukti
is holding a hand
and waiting at your doorstep to be engaged whenever you go through. You say, my dear mother, I'm very busy. I have no time for you. Say, otherwise, mukti is there at your doorstep. You can take disadvantage of it and your bhakti will be doomed. Okay? So, desire for heavenly comforts, then desire for mystic powers, and desire for liberation. Tattva Vibhrama. Tattva Vibhrama is also there. The alphabets are there in the holy name. Says, for example, Hari. You can interject any other varna in it. Say Ma. Then it becomes Hamari. Whatever the meaning of Hari was there, Hamari will be completely known. So Haridas Thakur says in Harinam Chintaman, Tattva Vibhrama. Illusion about the spiritual knowledge, illusion about one's own identity, illusion about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, illusion about the process of sadhana and prema bhakti, and illusion regarding subjects unfavorable to Krishna consciousness. The tattva is Krishna. That was called Varna Vyavadhan. Varna means syllable interjected into the name of Hari. Alright? Say, then it becomes Hamari. Haridas Thakur gives an example. One Muslim ate some rotten meat and he had a stomachache. So he had to run to jungle with lota. He was so desperate, so desperate. On the other side in the jungle, one pig didn't eat for many days, so he was also very desperate. Okay? Very desperate. Generally, the wild pigs have tusks.
Yeah.
All right? So, the pig saw the customer is coming. And because of his anxiety, the Muslims did not care for it. But as soon as he sat down to relieve himself, pig rushed and knocked him off and killed him with his tusk. So the Muslims know, this is haram. Haram! He says, haram. And Haridas Thakur says, he went back home, back to Godhead. Because there was no Varna Vyavadhan. No interjection of Varna, a syllable. Ram is there, haram. In the beginning, who cares? But Ram is there. So, even if you say haram, you will go back home, back to Godhead. That is called. So all these are some kind of faults which are knowingly or unknowingly there. In our Kali Yuga, these are four kinds of anarthas are there. So anartha nivrutti is must. Generally, Bhogeshwari prasaktanam taya pratchetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhavana vidiyate. So, sense gratification. All these trishnas are there. They are sense gratifications, trishnas. Okay? Trishna means hankering. Hankering on the objects of sense gratification, on the subjects of sense gratification. Your mind is always dwelling. How you can chant purely. But we have to become mindful by understanding this, that yes, it is true. We have to clear up. We never think. As you practice, you will stop thinking of all these anarthas. It means they will never pop out. Otherwise, they will pop out.
In Russian, the frame around the picture
Yeah.
is called Rama.
Rama.
Shall we all go back to that?
Directly. You know. Yes, but chant Rama and then go. Don't go simply, how much you have time to remember it. But Antakali Chamameva Smaran. Smaran should be there. We'll go on the third. Pranadapi Sunichena
Pranadapi Sunichena
Tarorapi Sahishnuna
Tarorapi Sahishnuna
Amanina Manadena
Amanina Manadena
Kirtaniya Sadahari.
Kirtaniya Sadahari.
One who thinks himself lower than the grass, who is more tolerant than a tree, and who does not expect personal honor, but he is always prepared to give all respects to others, can very easily always chant the holy name of the Lord. So, check the second verse and the third constantly. But this is the stage. That is a must.
Shuddhanam.
Hmm?
Shuddhanam stage.
No, constant name. And then, constantly, then you will be able to enter into Suddhanam. You don't want to sit idle, chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It's an appropriate music with chanting.
There's a continuous disturbance all the time.
I hear very loud because I have to.
Maharaj will always keep the phone and say, high volume. I can't get up. I will get up. Maharaj, and then I thought Maharaj set an alarm. No, it's a ringtone.
One who thinks himself lower than a grass, and one who is more tolerant than a tree, and does not expect personal honor, but is always prepared to give all respects to others, can very easily always chant the holy name of the Lord.
So this is a prerequisite.
Huh?
This is a prerequisite.
Yes,
Go into
prerequisite for advancing towards, spontaneous chanting. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, O Swarup Damodar Goswami and Ramanandra, hear from me the symptoms of how one should chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra to awaken very easily one's dormant love for Krishna. This is the prerequisite to develop the dormant love. Love is already there.
But it's dormant stage.
Yes, it's in dormant stage. Therefore, Rupa Goswami said, that what is that verse?
Nitya Krishna Prema, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema.
Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabhu Nahi Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karile Uday. Nitya Siddha means eternally liberated, eternally perfected love of Krishna is sitting in everyone's heart. It is not a matter to achieve, it is there in everybody's heart. But Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karile Uday. You will have to have pure consciousness while you chant Hare Krishna, hear and remember. Chanting means hearing, chanting and remembering. The Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karile Uday means bring out the love of Godhead. Don't become miser. So experience that in a liberated state of mind. Otherwise, in our unliberated condition, we will not be able to express even the love of Godhead or experience it. So how we can express to others? Although he is very exalted, he thinks himself lower than the grass on the ground, and like the tree, he tolerates everything in two ways. When a tree is cut down, it does not protest, and even when drying up, it does not ask anyone for water. The tree delivers its fruits, flowers, and whatever else it possesses to anyone and everyone. It tolerates scorching heat and torrents of rain, yet still he gives shelter to others. Although a Vaishnava is the most exalted person, he is prideless and gives all respects to everyone, knowing everyone to be the resting place of Krishna. Krishna is there in the form of Paramatma. Then you see only that entity. Others are subservient. So, when you say namaste to anybody, who are you bowing down to? Eh?
Krishna.
Or the person? No, not the person, but Paramatma. Ah.
Paramatma sitting
Oh,
in
Maharaj, it's
But
very,
if you namaste, oh, namaste, how are you? Means the person is taking the credit instead of he's talking. Then he'll say, "Oh, I was praying or bowing down to the Paramatma in your heart." They say,
what is that?
what is that? So you better make sure, you know.
But
And,
Maharaj, I think it also needs a little bit more training for me also. To every time I say namaste, that I come to that state of mind that I'm praying to Krishna or bowing down to Krishna rather than.
but it will happen in the maturity. You know. And probably sometimes you deliberately don't want to mention that. Let him take, because if he is glorified, then he will become favorable.
Yeah,
Right?
that is true.
Sutharno chit bawadiye hoy. President no chit is a resource. Yaru changu જોઈએ. That's how it is. So, although a Vaishnava is most exalted person, he is prideless and gives all respects to everyone. Means exaltedness is in there by cultivating the culture of pranadapi sunichena, right? And he remains meek and humble because he doesn't want to get disturbed or distracted by not mentioning these three things. Then he will not be able to chant properly. You know. Stranadapi sunichena, tarodapi sesna, amani namanadina. These are the three things that have to be cultivated in training. Start from the training. You know. Therefore, there is segregation of Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari, and Uttam Adhikari. It is not discrimination. All the bodies untrained, they are in ignorance, whether it's a king's son or a pauper. Ignorance is ignorance. So therefore, everybody is treated equally according to their knowledgeability. An ignorant son of a king an ignorant pauper on the street. As far as their beginning of understanding the devotional service is concerned, they are both ignorant. So there is no discrimination between the two. So we'll stop here.
Good time. 8:35. Yeah. Let's stop here. We'll continue tomorrow.
Let's have a question. Oh no, hold on. Yeah, 2 more slides. Let's take it. The real purport of more tolerant than a tree, the tree is tolerant because it never neglects to offer its cooling shade and succulent fruits even to the woodcutter who is going to cut it down. The devotee of Lord Krishna is kinder still because he is compassionate to every living entity, whether friend or foe, desiring only their highest welfare. Thus the second special quality, compassion without envy, is being described. This is in Bhaktivinoda Thakur Samodaya Bhashya. Then this sloka was spoken for the sole purpose of focusing how to avoid namaparad and namapas in chanting. You have little or no discrepancy, if you take this third instruction in your namapas. You will not find it. Because cultivating this higher virtue automatically subsides the other apparatus. It will never pop up. A true saint never thinks himself to be a Vaishnava or claims to be a guru. He regards himself humbly as a disciple of the whole world and as the most meek anti-fallen soul. Meek and fallen soul, knowing every atom and the infinitesimal spirit soul as a residence of Lord Krishna. He never mistreats anyone as his inferior. He is not wanting, nor does he require anything from anyone. Even if others are envious and spiteful of him, he never retaliates. On the contrary, he prays for the well-being of his tormentors.
Very difficult.
No excuse. With seniority, this characterization comes. Otherwise, we are not simply senior by age, either age in Krishna consciousness or age in the body. What is the difference? But by cultivating these virtues which are demonstrable, then naturally, whether you are developed, undeveloped, senior or still neophyte, everything can be judged out from that. All right? Now, ask the question. Oh my God. So much beer. Elephant glass. તમે આમાં પીઓ ભગવાનને પીવડાવો
ના ભગવાનને તો નોન વેજ રાખે પણ ઘણી વાર ઉપર લઈ જાય ને રહ્યા હોય તો then you don't have to come back. I give weakness to it. ના વરસ નું દિવસ પાણી પીવડાવે ના ઘણી વાર ઉપર લઈ જાય
આપણે બે જણાને ઓછું
Now it's your turn.
कोई प्रश्न है? Anybody has any question? Yeah.
Maharaj.
Devotees in the beginning often when realization comes to their personal life that Krishna exists, there is God who is personal, and they think that since that moment anything that happening in their life is guided by Krishna. Like they feel like it's a hand or a helping hand or the inner voice that will direct them to the proper places. And
that is Chaitya Guru. There is no difference between Chaitya Guru and external Guru. Because they both carry out the order which was given in Bhagavad Gita by Lord Krishna. There are no extra desires. Krishna has told everything in a nutshell, but you can keep on expanding that. Everything, every desire of ours should be to fulfill the desire of Krishna. Like that. So, the intuition from the heart means your Paramatma is not sleeping. You may be still sleeping. But Paramatma never sleeps.
my question was, the devotee thinks that it's Krishna who guides them, but in fact, it's far, far off.
Yeah. Chaitya Guru means external Guru who is non different than that is the situation. And instructing spiritual master and initiating spiritual master. What is the difference? Both teach the same desires of Lord Krishna. But one has to practically exhibit. So unless and until you know the desire of your Guru, you can't verify. Otherwise, you have to see how does Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, what's your Paramatma is agreeing and approving. Like that. So simply you have to follow. Hari Bola.
The Nama Aparadha definitely will not give you liberation or love of Godhead.
Who said?
Nama Aparadha.
Nama Parad, there are so many Nama Paradas, 10 are.
Yeah.
But the first and foremost will not, that is Vaishnava Parad, will not, fructify anything.
Okay.
Others can be resolved by admitting in the assembly of the devotees.
Atonement.
Huh?
Atonement.
Yeah. No, that is the atonement through the holy name will be there.
Okay.
But it should be done with an open, candid mind in front of the fellow devotees.
Whereas in the case of Namabhas, we will get liberation but not love of Godhead.
Namabhas and Namaparad are two different things.
Correct.
Namabhas means shadow chanting.
Shadow chanting. Yeah.
Okay? That will liberate you.
Liberate us.
Yes?
But
So-
no love of Godhead. No love of Godhead there.
No love of God. Liberation, actual bhakti will start after liberation. So, liberation is not a big deal. So, keep on chanting, you will be liberated.
But in Padma Purana it says, Muktim tadadi karkachit smana bhakti yoga. Lord ready to give the liberation, but not the bhakti.
Naturally. Brahmabhuta prasannatma
Na sochati
na kamshati samatsateshu buddhi mad bhaktim labate param. After the liberation, the transcendental devotional service will begin. Labate. He enters into. So it is not a mature state yet. Mature state is love of Godhead.
And also, I happened to go through the Bhakti Sandarbha of Jiva Goswami. It says, there is one verse actually, it's explaining the glories of the holy name. And Madhuram Madhuram Medhan, Mangalam Mangalanam, Sagala Nikamavalli, Tatpalam Chit Swarupam, Sagrada Paridam, Saddaya Gelayava. Whether you chant in the stage of Nabasa stage or with concentration. So
try to avoid
yeah.
namabhas, means you will be more focused on pure chanting. That is a concentrated chanting. Same thing. How would you otherwise concentrate?
So we have to go through all this process, Nama Prad, Nama Pas stage, then only we will get into the Suddhana.
Yes, it's only nama paradha. Seva paradha and other things
Yeah,
have
Seva
not been
Prad,
done.
yes.
Not mentioned
Not
yet.
mentioned, yeah.
You know, but nama paradha, because the process is based on chanting. Not process is based on seva paradhas. Chanting is the root cause of all the perfections.
So Maharaj, this in Kali Yuga, it says that if you even chant once Hare Krishna, then you have a chance to get liberated. You gave an example of Haridas Thakur, he just said haram. In second chance, Vedanta, that you just said Narayan, even you didn't pay any attention.
In Russia we say Rama, and it refers to the frame. Rama.
So there is so much given to us positively, in Kali Yuga. So when we are telling other people, so some people tell me that you are just saying that you only have to, you don't even have to pay attention while chanting, and Krishna will take care of you.
No, up to a certain point. Not the perfection. Perfection is love of God.
Yeah.
Perfection is not liberation.
So I think a lot of people, when you give these examples,
Pancham Purushar, Prema Kumartha Mahan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave, because even in liberation there is chaotic situation. Generally, who thinks they are liberated, they fall down.
They fall down. No, yeah, correct. They think they are liberated, but they stay there at Brahmajoji stage.
Yeah, but they have not taken shelter at the lotus feet, which is the first and foremost sign of bhakti.
thank you, Guru Maharaj, it was wonderful.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Gujarati man. મને વિક્રમજીને લઈ આવી.
ચાલ આપણે
અમે લઈ આવીએ ઘરે, અહીંયા છે. પેલો ફોન તમારો લઈ આવીએ.
ફોન
હા, રૂમમાંથી.
અમે લીધો નહીં ને સાથે.
હું જોઉં છું, મને તમે એનો ફોન નથી મોકલાયો, આઈ થિંક.
ના મેં તમારો નંબર મેં આપ્યો છે.
આપ્યો છે?
એને કે ભૂખ નથી લાગવાની. Srila Prabhupada ki
જય.